Next on Worcester News Tonight, a Worcester City Councilor is worried about how much money taxpayers are spending to fund WRTA buses. Plus, a study shows Worcester is near the top of the list of cities who have the highest number of homeless students. What the public schools are doing to help kids and their families. Good evening, I'm Anna Botari. Our top story tonight at 10. City Councilor Garry Rosen is concerned about the amount of taxpayer dollars being used for the WRTA. Tuesday, he took his grievances to City Council in hopes of starting a dialogue between the city and Transit Authority. But when describing the effectiveness of the WRTA, he used what he calls strong language. Our Cam Jandros live in Worcester tonight with more. Cam?
On a WRTA administrator, Dennis Litka, actually spoke at yesterday's City Council meeting. He says every year the WRTA provides 3.3 million rides across central Massachusetts. He actually believes the service is underrated, but it did admit that it does in fact need some improvements. And that's what Councilor Garry Rosen is saying. It needs improvements not only to the service itself, but financially. Worcester City Councilor Garry Rosen describes the WRTA as inefficient, underutilized, and possibly obsolete.
I said possibly, because there might be newer systems of transportation that will serve the public in a better, more efficient way.
Rosen filed an order Tuesday, hoping to start a conversation with his colleagues about the efficiency of buses in Worcester. He says taxpayers contribute nearly $4 million to the service annually, and they are not getting a good return on their investment.
If you ask people who use the WRTA, most of them do not have positive things to say. They might use it every single day because they must.
Some riders agree, saying there is a need for improvements.
Saturday and Sunday, they actually stop like at 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I don't think that's okay.
But for everyday bus riders, the WRTA has become their most reliable source of transportation.
I'm going to be riding in the winter with my wheelchair and all that. But it's good for me.
I rely on the bus to get everywhere in Worcester. I choose not to have a car. It's a lot more economical for me to not have a car.
Rosen's order was sent to the Public Service and Transportation Subcommittee. He says he's not against public transportation, but is skeptical of the Transit Authority moving forward.
We want discussions about what we're doing and how we spend the taxpayers' money. And that's all I'm trying to implement is those discussions.
Now, City Councilor Garry Rosen's comments did not come without opposition. City Councilor Christian King saying that WRTA is actually a lifeline for a lot of people here in the city of Worcester. Lipka did say the WRTA will have more in-depth conversations with the city councilors during the subcommittee meetings. We're live in Worcester tonight. I'm Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
According to the Worcester District Attorney's Office, the lawyer representing John Madoka, who is charged with murdering his mother in her Bailey Street home in 2017, is looking to raise an insanity defense. Wednesday, Madoka's lawyer filed a notice of his intent due to a mental disease or defect. Madulka previously pled not guilty to the murder charge in 2018. A trial date has not been set. Using data from the U.S. Department of Education, a study reports Worcester has one of the highest percentages of homeless students in the country. Several programs in the school district work to help students in need, but Superintendent Maureen Benenda says more needs to be done. Our Chandler Walsh has the details.
Inside Andy's attic, South High students provide clothes for thousands of people in need.
We give them everything from winter coats to socks and underwear.
The program started as teens helping their peers.
We started this because usually kids don't have clothing to wear, kids don't have things to wear, and this has name brand clothes and that kids that will actually wear.
Andy's attic volunteers say they know some of their fellow students are homeless.
It really breaks my heart because, I wish they had something that I have. I wish I could give back and, coming here, I feel like I'm kind of helping them.
A new study says Worcester has the 5th highest percentage of homeless students in the country. Using Department of Education information, the study found there were more than 1,800 homeless students for every 100,000 people. Superintendent Maureen Benenda is looking into the data and says there's a need for more affordable housing in the city.
There's a lot of supports that we need to do for our students in the Worcester Public Schools, and we have been aware of some of the needs of our families for a very long time.
Friendly Houses' Gordon Hargrove says there are about 121 homeless students in their shelters and emergency housing. The nonprofit believes the numbers may even be higher than the report's findings.
Many people have come to Worcester as a result of the fact that we have a real good network of social services.
On top of Andy's Attic, the Worcester Public Schools have multiple programs like free meals, clothes, laundry services, and health centers. Benenda says the district works to understand what their students are going through.
It's so important to deal with the whole child and for the children to realize that schools are safe and welcoming places for them.
That was our Chandler Walsh reporting. The City of Worcester is accepting proposals from artists and designers for the Main Street Reimagined and Wayfindings initiatives. The city is looking for people who will create public art representing the history of Worcester. Cultural Redevelopment Officer Erin Williams says the art initiative will embed art into things like signage, benches, or bike racks. She says Worcester is a city of innovation, and creative ideas and creative partnerships are a way of the future.
A flavor and a nuance to Worcester's industrial history, as well as the 21st century look at what is a creative community. So when we think of Renaissance, we don't use that word as much as we use the creative city evolving.
Artists can submit up to 3 ideas, and the city will determine which ones best fit. Submissions must be in by the end of June. A memorial honoring the world-famous Charlie Surplus 10-mile road race and its founder, Charlie Epstein, will be unveiled this weekend. Charlie's son, Mark, shows the site at Elm Park where the finish line of the race was and where the memorial bench and plaque will be placed later this week. The road race began in 1976 and continued for 9 years. It attracted many big names in the running community, including 4-time Boston Marathon winner Bill Rogers. Epstein says in 1984, the race was one of the top 100 road races in the world.
It's about something that is long overdue to bring back and restore the history of one of Worcester's greatest sporting events in their history.
The Memorial Walk will begin Saturday, 2:30 at Elm Park. The memorial's unveiling will follow. Fans in Worcester watching the Bruins take on the St. Louis Blues in Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals tonight. After a hard-fought Game 1 victory, the Bees now looking to finish strong on home ice. Bruins fan Stephen Guyett was watching the game at Quinn's Irish Pub. He says watching Torrey Krug skate around and play physical without his helmet should inspire the Bruins. Guyett believes this will be a tough series and no team really has the upper hand.
Not a lot of good puck luck in the first game. I'm kind of confident, but like these games, this series is going to go 6 or 7 games. That's just how I feel. It's just, you know, it's like, so I think it'd be hard to think that like we're going to own this game right now. So.
Guyett says the key to winning the Stanley Cup is the Bruins have to keep it simple and play their game. Hundreds of elementary school students hit the track to compete for their school and to promote physical education. The Worcester Public Schools held their 42nd annual Mini Olympics at Foley Stadium Wednesday. 12 athletes for each school qualified to compete in track and field events. Megan Paradise coordinated the event and says they see many participants go on to run in high school, college, and beyond.
We build our community through our kids, and seeing, so much of the community come out, 34 elementary schools, and being able to hold on to something for this amount of time is just amazing.
It's pretty cool because you get to make new friends and interact with different people.
I'm learning how to be a team player and respect people.
Paradise says the goal of Mini Olympics is to teach the students teamwork and sportsmanship. A new spot for breakfast and lunch opens its doors in the city. Anthem Bagels started business in Kelly Square this week. The shop will offer a wide range of bagels as well as sandwiches and coffee. They're currently open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. They're also planning a grand opening ceremony in July. New renderings of Polar Park show where the team will play when they come to the city in 2021. This July, work is set to begin on the $240 million project. The team says the state is taking a big part in the infrastructure component. Meanwhile, they are still looking for nickname ideas for the team. They will officially be called the Worcester Red Sox.
People have come to call us the Paw Sox. So the question is, what will that nickname be? What will it say in the top left-hand screen where it shows the scoreboard or on the jerseys? So we've been soliciting feedback, soliciting input. We've heard some recent momentum, it seems, for Woo Sox.
The team is set to start playing in Worcester in April of 2021. Wormtown Brewery is set to open its first location outside of the city this summer. A brewery and tap room will take over Battle Road Brewing space at Patriots Place. It's part of an agreement to assume brewing and packaging operations for the Maynard Brew Pub. These renderings shared on Wormtown's social media show some of the early concepts they've planned for Foxborough. Wormtown says the facility will feature a 7-barrel brewing system. They're also working with restaurants at Pat's Place to feature their menus and make food offerings available for delivery or taken at the tap room.